All right, guys, I'm going to hand you the mic, but you know my question. Thoughts on tonight's performance, Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev?
I don't know, for me, I'll start. For me, I think it was one of his most complete performances to date. You know what I mean? I think he moved well. You know what I mean? He had a bit of spite in his punch, but he didn't rush in. He didn't rush his work. There was a lot of holding, but I thought his head movement was brilliant. And I thought, you know, when he decided to finish the fight, he was decisive with it. He didn't give Pulev a chance.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I thought it was just an educated performance. I think he showed his maturity. He showed that coming back from a loss the way that he did, he's learned a lot from that. And he's got a little bit of fire back in his belly. And he showed that tonight, but it was like calculated what he'd done. Everything was just precise. He took his time, and when he saw his chance, he stepped on it. Third round, he could have finished the fight. Pulev showed amazing powers of recovery. Again, amazing chin. And he come back and then so AJ didn't rush it. You know, before we've seen him do that, and he makes fundamental mistakes. This time, perfect, taking time when he got the chance again. And the uppercut, by the way, was incredible. Ooh. That was the shot. There was
he hit a triple uppercut at one stage.
And have you noticed what he does when he boxes these Eastern European guys like Klitschko, who hold their hands up long and all that? He finds that shot through the middle. And for me, it was AJ's best performance today. Like as a complete performance, best performance today. He looked relaxed. He didn't look robotic, and for me, I loved it. It'd be at least his best performance since going back to Klitschko days. So we found the fire back in his belly.
You lot left me nothing. Yeah. But I mean, but I'm gonna hit something in the bit. Listen,
this is how you do it, Dave. This is how you do it. You go. I echo what Spence and Josh said.
No, I genuinely do. But what I would say is, AJ showed once again he's one of the most adaptable fighters in the game. He adapts to his opposition.
You just added something beautiful there.
It's a little bit of seasoning onto it, you know what I mean?
Mate,
you know what I mean? But honestly,
it was a medium and now it's a hot Nando's, you know what I'm saying?
You know when you have like a tomato pasta without any seasoning, it's just a plain old tomato pasta, innit?
You know what I'm saying? And they bring me in. A little bit of salt on that, you know what I'm saying? But no, genuinely.
My favourite part about the fight was Mayweather going, shouting instructions, and Anthony Joshua doing the
shoulder roll as he's
and sticking his tongue out as he's dodging punches.
It was that adaptability where AJ's, in the past looked a little bit robotic and a little bit Bruno-esque. But today, from round one...
He was slick, agile, mobile, and hostile. That's what was going down. Wow. All right? It was an incredibly accomplished performance.
Nothing here. Who said... I
had to set them up before I hit them with the one, you know what I'm saying?
Take that mic off him before he comes out with some more.
Set the bar low. He sets the bar low and then warms high. But
he draws you in.
Exactly. But on the AJ thing, I think, you know what, it's nice to see in the build-up a little bit of spite. And between rounds, there was a little bit of anger and he's looking at each other and he's sticking a tongue out. And there was a lot of talking in the fight. And I think from where we were saying, I think he was just going, listen, he caught him with one right hand all fight and he went, okay, is that all you got?
Do you know what the worry was? I think the worry was that from the Klitschko fight, we hadn't seen that spite from AJ again. We've seen him being a little bit hesitant, and you just thought, has he lost that little bit, the crisis he had to come through from the Klitschko thing, has that taken a little edge off him? But he demonstrated that tonight. I think he demonstrated that against a live opponent. And I kept saying, forget the fact that he's 39. That don't mean shit when he's 39. This guy has not been beaten since 2014, and he's gone through a good resume as well.
Absolutely.
You got Derek Chisora, Huey Fury. These are decent guys. So he still had a lot left in the tank, and AJ took him apart.
Decimated him.
What do you guys think of Tyson Fury's post-fight reaction?
Wow.
I've not seen it.
What basically said AJ had the chance.
You got to set the scene first. He's sitting in a Christmas jumper in the dark.
Nice,
you know what I mean?
Nice.
He didn't like it at all. You know what I mean?
After he wasn't going to watch the fight, and then he's obviously watched the fight and then watched the interview on Sky and said AJ's basically put his ass. He's got grass in his ass because he keeps putting his bum on the fence and not saying he wants to. Here we go.
He got asked did he want to fight, and he went around the bushes and put his ass on the edge.
That's what I was going to get to.
I want the fight next. I'll knock him out inside 3 rounds. He's a big bum dosser. Can't wait to knock him.
So and he cut himself off as well at the 15-second mark as well.
Yeah. So listen, I've made no secret of this. I was on actually Talk Sport. I was doing Talk Sport. I've got to tell you a quick story. I was doing Talk Sport with Jim White, and he says, so I've gone in there with Johnny Nelson. And I said, listen, I think AJ wins the fight. I don't know why I think he wins the fight. I just think he wins the fight. It's not a personal thing. It's not a personal attack. It's just the way that I feel. He says, oh, that's great. Well, we got Tyson Fury joining us on the phone. No, he gets better and he goes, so Spence, you think AJ's going to beat him, do you? And Tyson goes, what, you think he's going to beat me? And I'm like, well, yeah, he goes, well, how does he beat me? I went, look, Tyson, I just think he's a better all-round. He goes, you think he's a better all-rounder? Oh, he was going, man. But look, it's one of those fights that we've all got an opinion, but no one really knows. It's the only fight that we want to see in boxing, really, if I'm totally honest. Let's get it on. I know that Fury's saying that AJ's bottling, this and that. AJ's never boxed. Look at AJ's resume. Look at who he's boxed. Look who he's boxed. Look who he's beat. You know, that's all I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, he wants that fight. You know, I know Fury said that he sounded like he was bottling again there. He wasn't. He was just saying, listen, if he's next, he's next. And that's what it is, straight up. I believe that fight will happen as early as spring next year. I don't think the Usyk fight will happen. I think Usyk's #1 mandatory challenger for the WBO title. AJ might have to give that title up for that fight to happen, but
Bob Arum's just
I believe it'll happen.
I think the stage has been set for the biggest heavyweight championship fight since Ali Frazier in 1971.
There you go.
All right, and then we at Top Rank will start on Monday working to put that fight together.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Early
what I'm
doors,
saying.
Monday.
I'm for that too. I'm so excited.
Do you know what I mean? Well, if they manage to get their heads together and they manage to crack out a deal, that fight will be epic.
It's the biggest fight in history, man. It's the only fight that we all want to see. You know, there'll be bids coming in all over the world, by the way, as well. And I think that it's going to be very difficult. I know that everyone would love it here, and they're talking about Wembley Stadium and all that, but you know what it's like in Saudi, and they're offering loads of M's.
Many.
Cash.
Yeah.
Money.
No tax.
Yeah, mullah.
Big dough.
Yeah,
And no tax.
And no tax, which is nice. You know what I mean?
So, look, I pray that it's here, but we'll see what happens. But look, I don't care where it is, actually.
Mate,
I just want it to happen.
We'll be there. We want it to happen, finally.
Certified.
That's us just being selfish. We will be there.
Yeah, and
we
if
will
any
be
Saudi
there.
broadcasters want, someone to present for them.
You know what I mean? I'm bearded up and ready to go.
Us three. Look at this. Look at this. You know what I mean? Look at this.
Yeah, no, it's like a boy band. Yeah, I'm like the dad.
I think that's all we've got to say,
All right,
right?
we're over and out here.
Listen, listen, Merry Christmas to all of you, innit?
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. You got a little song?
All right. Bye, Fight fans.
Bye, Fight fans.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else